What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Hope you guys are all having an awesome day, an awesome weekend. What other way to start a good weekend off with a collaboration with 3 other great YouTubers. Today's video, I got traffic behind me, so you have to bear with me on the busy road back behind me. In today's video, I'm going to be talking to you about the 3 deadly mistakes that new hair sheep owners make. So the other 3 channels that I'm collaborating with today is Arms Family Homestead. He's going to be talking about the 3 deadly mistakes that new goat owners make. And I'm telling you, he has made a lot of mistakes. So you guys can learn from him for sure. So go check out his channel. I'll put iCards up to each one of their videos right up here. And you guys can go check them out after you watch Dutch's video. And the second channel is going to be about pigs. And that is Living Traditions Homestead. Kevin over there at Living Traditions Homestead, he knows a lot about pigs. A great guy. I love watching their channel. Him and his wife do everything you can think of. They live on a homestead, Living Traditions Homestead, and just great people to be watching. So go check them out. The 3 deadly mistakes new pig owners make. iCard right there. Okay, and the third channel is going to be talking about chickens. So, with that being said, you need to go check out Cog Hill Farm. If you guys aren't watching Cog Hill Farm, you're missing out. They call him the dancing dancing farmer, and you'll have to go check him out to see what I'm talking about. Very, very entertaining channel. He does a great job editing. He's got, I think, at least 3,000 chickens. No, I don't know. He's got a bunch. But you guys need to check him out. The 3 deadly mistakes new chicken owners make. And I'll put an iCard up right there. This is going to be a fun collaboration for everyone, but especially if you're new at homesteading, farming, or you're thinking about getting some animals. If you're thinking about getting sheep to raise to make some money off your homestead, this is going to be a good video for you as far as the mistakes not to do that I've made. Okay, and if you're wanting chickens for the first time, or you're new at chickens, you guys get it, pigs and goats. So this is going to be awesome. Don't forget, go check them out. And if you want to subscribe to them, tell them that Dutch sent you. You've seen them in this awesome collaboration, and you're very excited to start catching up on some videos. So all right, with that being said, the number 3 mistake that new sheep owners make, and this isn't just sheep owners, it's probably pretty much the goat owners, livestock in general, is security. And security, it could be a livestock animal, like I got Gabby's roaming the perimeter right now. A livestock animal, your fences, stuff like that. Lighting, if you want lighting out, you can. But that's the number 3, in my opinion, the number 3 mistake that new sheep owners make is they don't have the proper security to keep their flock safe. So what I recommend is, absolutely, you got to have the best fence that you could possibly afford. If you cannot afford a good fence, I don't recommend getting sheep. Get the fence first and then the sheep. I've made the mistake, trust me, I've made that mistake and it's cost me. So make sure you have a good perimeter fence, and also have a good watchdog. I'm going to zoom in over here on Gabby. Look at Gabby. 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 She is awesome. Now, Gabby doesn't stay with the sheep. I let her out all the time. The middle of the night, middle of the day. I mean, she's always out, and she's always on the prowl of the perimeter. She runs the perimeter. She runs over there by the chickens. I'm telling you what, I let her out in the morning, like at 5 in the morning, and she knows this is her routine. She goes straight to the chicken coop, starts barking, and then starts running around the chicken coop probably about 3 or 4 times. Then she comes over here with Jesse, the pigs, and the sheep are, and she'll run this whole perimeter a couple times. It's a big perimeter, it's over an acre lot, and she'll run it a couple times, and she barks. She knows that she's caught coyotes out here, she's caught owls at the chicken coop. She just knows. She instinctively knows there's probably a predator out there, and she goes on the hunt. It's awesome. So, I mean, you guys, you got to get you a good dog. German Shepherds are good overall dogs, not only for protection of the livestock, but for protection of your homestead in general. I've had people come up my driveway. Gabby's kept them in the car where they could not get out. Two of them actually followed my wife home, and she stopped them. It was awesome. So I'm not saying go get a German Shepherd for This the Great Pyrenees. The Great Pyrenees is usually the dog of choice for livestock. They're awesome dogs. Once we expand our flock this fall and winter, I'm probably going to get a Pyrenees pup just to stay out here with them, because we got a lot going on. We're going to be putting up a lot more perimeter fence, stuff like that. So that's the number 3 mistake new sheep owners make. They don't have the proper security. Security. You got to have it, guys. Okay, jumping to number 2. The number 2 deadly mistake, in my opinion, what new sheep owners make is they overgraze their land. And when I say overgraze, we have 10 acres. And you can run a lot of sheep on 10 acres, but I just have a 1 acre lot. So I'm not saying they're overgrazing is starving the sheep, but what it causes is causes a lot of issues with parasites. So overgrazing to me is combined with parasites. And I'm going to combine a couple into number 2 because it all affects itself. Overgrazing your land causes the grass to get short. The sheep are going down to the ground. The parasites are coming up through the grass. They're eating the parasites, and all the poo doesn't. I mean, it causes a lot of issues. So do not overgraze your field, your pasture that you have your animals in. I've done it. I've made the mistake. And go along with number 2. Because I got a number 1 that I know a lot of you guys are not familiar with. Sorry for the background noise, but this is a busy road. Them sheep are going to town on that feed, and we'll talk about that here in a minute. But the number 2, like I said, is overgrazing. It causes so many issues. The grass doesn't get to come back. You don't have the proper nutrition in the ground. You're killing the grass for the next year's growth. It just causes problems. But the main thing is it causes parasite issues. So you need to be able to rotate your pastures, or you need to feed them. You need to have a lot of hay on hand for them, so they don't just eat the grass, eat it down. Because the number 2 reason is overgrazing equals parasites, which equals, if you're new to it, you do not know how to spot parasite issues with the sheep. I've been there, done that, got 6 sheep, had them die. Baby, the younger they are, the more prone they are to the parasites, in my opinion, with my experience with the sheep. When that first year they're really critical. Older sheep can by far, they for sure can get parasites, no doubt about it. So whenever you worm one sheep, worm them all. You bring sheep to your place, worm them. That's just the rule of thumb. Always take care of the parasite problem before it actually becomes a problem, if that makes sense to you. So overgrazing causes worms, or parasites, and then being able to detect those problems in that sheep is a big thing that new sheep owners make. A lot of times they'll get that big old gump right here. You might be able to see my double chin, but I'm not talking about that. They'll get a big ball right here. A lot of times you can see it in their eyes. Their eyes will get yellow, reddish color, and you can see they'll have worms. I mean, it just causes issues. So you need to learn how to detect the parasite issues. Their ears will get down like this. You know, they're usually perked up. They'll get down and they'll just be doping around like this. I mean, those are signs that you got a parasite issue. You need to take care of it quick. So the quicker the better. Okay, the number 1 deadly mistake that new sheep owners make. You guys ain't gonna believe this. It's the grain. It's the feed. A lot. This is with the Dorper. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean all sheep. I have Dorper hair sheep. Now, this is an issue that a lot of people do not know. They cannot have large amounts of copper in their feed. Now, they can have small amounts of copper. That doesn't cause the issue. But a lot of people will go to Tractor Supply or a place like that and just get the typical sheep goat feed. You need to check the back of it for the copper content. How much is in there? This is a 3-way feed. I just started feeding. I've had several friends that they raise Dorpers also, and they've been feeding this for years. So I know it's proven, effective, puts the weight on that you need to, but also does not contain high amounts of copper that will kill them. What happens is, if you get too much copper into these hair sheep, it will store up in their liver, and that causes they can't process it fast enough through the liver, so that will cause so many issues, and they'll drop over dead. I'm telling you, been there, done that, guys. It's a deadly mistake you have to avoid. So if you get, I'm just gonna say a good rule of thumb, if you get into the hair sheep, Dorper, Catata cross like that, and hair sheep, well, all that is, you can see these ones over here, they still got the you might call them the wool on the back, and the other ones over here. And I'll zoom in on it here for you guys in a minute. The other ones have shed. Hair sheep are supposed to shed. They need things that they can rub their back on, their side on, and all that hair is supposed to shed. So that's a big benefit of having hair sheep. You do not have to trim the wool. Now I do have a couple of them that are probably going to get culled out in the next year or two, that they're not very good shedders, and we don't want that. It causes too many it causes too much hardship, you might say, for the lazy man. But yeah, guys, so with that being said, always check your copper content, or whatever you want to call it, your copper that's inside your feed. Stay away from it with the hair sheep. Goats, I think they need a lot of copper. I don't know. I'm not going to get into all that. Go check out Daniel's video for that. He's got a lot of information on that. Like I said before, Daniel's made a lot of mistakes, so we can all learn from. I'm just busting on Daniel. I've made my fair share of mistakes, no doubt about it. And I'm sure the other two guys, Cog Hill and Kevin from Living Tradition, I'm sure they've made plenty of mistakes too. And that's why we put this collaboration together to help the community of homesteaders. I've had sheep for probably 5-6 years now, and I love raising them. And you can make a pretty profit off a small acreage of land off of hair sheep. It's awesome. All right, guys, I'm gonna get in here. I'm gonna show you guys. I'm gonna show you guys the sheep a little bit, and I'll show you guys the feed and all that. And if I hope this video it helped you out in some way. If you're thinking about getting sheep, avoid these 3 daily mistakes. I can't wait to see what Kevin's video about pigs is, and Jason from Cog Hill Farm, and I can't wait to see what Daniel's goat videos. His video might be a lot like mine, because goats and sheep are pretty similar in ways. So I mean, the perimeter fence, stuff like that, it's just a common thing that you have to have for any livestock. So anyways, I hope you guys liked this video, found it knowledgeable. If you did, please share it. Get it out to your friends that might be wanting to raise animals, and they can learn something from my mistakes. Don't forget, the 3 deadly pig mistakes, chicken, and goats are all going to be iCards, and I'll put down in the description below their channels and all that. You guys go check them out. You will not regret subscribing to these channels and watching their content. They all 3 are great channels. I've been watching them literally for years. I mean, it's awesome. With all that being said, guys, I just want to give a special shout out to the East Coast. You guys, you're in my thoughts and prayers. You guys are going through a hurricane right now, Hurricane Florence. Stay safe. I hope you guys get back to your property and your livestock and your farm life in a safe manner with minimal damage. Thinking about you guys. Hey, I'll catch all you guys on the next video. Thanks for watching. Until next time.